Hey, welcome back to the Long Dark. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna change my change my category if it lets me. It's really slow today. Take it out of games and demos because this just defaults to it no matter what I do. Apologies if you get some background music. There's I don't usually stream this late, and school has just broken out in my street. There's a school, and they've just finished for the day. And the teenage boys do love a good, very bassy stereo system. Anywho, welcome back. I'm Kat. If you've not watched before, this is the Long Dark Nomad Challenge. We're just finishing it up today, hopefully. Cool. Bed. I think. Yeah, I'm in the hall at Thompson's Crossing. So, last episode, if you've watched the VOD or the YouTube video, I basically did not have a good day. I was feeling really tired, out of sorts after a bad night with my wee baby, and played pretty poorly. But I did manage to get a couple of locations ticked off the list. And one of them was the rural store just across the road from here, and then I came in here to sleep and basically called it a day early because I was not doing my best work. Let's turn my watch off. So yeah, it's the middle of the night, so we're just going to make sure we sleep and travel in the daylight. This isn't one of the locations, obviously, but I'm not going to pass time this long. I'm just moving it forward. But yeah, the goal today is to get the rest of the locations done and wrap up Nomad. Oh, hopefully that storm doesn't last. Let's get food in me. Poisoning it. A bit painful, but cool. Yeah, so what we've got left, the barn, Skeeter's Ridge, and Mountaineer's Hut. My plan, rather than go to the Archivist Challenge, though that is kind of fun, it is very similar to this one and requires, in particular, when you're streaming it, for your viewers to just watch you sleep and wait for auroras. So I think it'll be more fun as a stream to do go on to Hopeless Rescue, which I really enjoy as a challenge and is not particularly difficult. And then we'll do the Hunted 1 and 2. Still pondering whether I stream mainly because I've never done them before. Dark Walker might be not my kind of thing at all. I didn't really enjoy it as a Halloween event. I'm not into horror. Love watching horror games. Like the majority of my YouTube content as a viewer is watching people play horror video games, but as a player, not for me. No, thank you. I'd be one of those really awkward people who squeals all the time and stuff like that, and that's not. I think I can use this. Ooh, Mariner's Peacock. That's not the sort of thing I want to do. Anywho, I've just ducked in here because this house is quite often good for loot. I don't want to loot the entirety of Thompson's Crossing, but I thought I would just duck in here really quick and just see what there is, and then we'll move on. It's gonna just check for food and clothes.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
And I had to wait for a PlayStation update, which I think is quite funny. It's always when you sit down and think, right, I have some time to do a little stream. Yeah, PlayStation needs to update. I think I have climbing socks, do I not? Yeah, so I do not want wool socks. More climbing socks. Are they better than my climbing socks?
I'll take it.
Decent. Yeah. The ones I was wearing are not good. Oh, I've already got snow pants. Cargo better than work? I can't remember. I don't need cargo anyway. Toque, I already have good ones. Oh, I already had a Mariner's Pico. Oh, and I had an Expedition Parker. Jeez Louise. No point then. I'm gonna get this water. I was just playing a bit of survival mode before I came in, and I really need to stop doing that before close to a stream because I get all confused about which game I'm in and what gear I have.
Huh. What have we here?
Oh, coffee. Excellent. Me. I don't actually think I'm going to pick up low quality. Don't need that. If you're new to the Long Dark, I highly recommend carrying the natural version of medicine
Nobody needs this anymore.
over the synthetic, because stuff like the disinfectant weighs a lot more than an old man's beard bandage. So try and make the natural stuff and leave the heavy stuff behind. Though I can't really talk because I'm always overweight. So it's a Friday here for me. I've had a very busy day so far. My daughter is 5 months old on Monday, and we went to, where did we go this morning? We went to our local shopping mall and just picked up a few things. She gets to smile at everybody, and she enjoys looking around at everything. It's quite nice to take her out and about a little bit. She's kind of, I suppose she doesn't know any different, but she gets a bit sort of a puzzled look on her face when I'm wearing my mask when I'm out and about, but I think she's adjusted obviously to it quite well because she's never known any different. Born into a pandemic. And came home, grabbed some sushi, came home, put her to bed, and went, when she woke up, went for a long walk with the dog and the buggy. I have a 4-year-old spoodle, which is also known as a cockapoo. So she is a cocker spaniel mixed with a poodle.
I'll take it.
And she is very excitable, needs a lot of exercise, but very sweet. Quite neurotic. The pandemic's ruined her, really. She was always a little bit neurotic, but having my husband or myself home all the time has basically led to her expecting someone to be home all the time and being really, really upset and anxious if we leave her. So, unfortunately, it has changed sort of her personality a bit. It's been quite interesting to watch. I'm just taking some weight off, that's why I'm eating and drinking. It is the morning, yeah, it's just turning into a dark, foggy day. Yeah, so she's a great dog. I think she's the best dog, but yeah, she's a handful. But a good walk, especially attached to the buggy, stroller, buggy, stroller, pram, whatever you call them. She's very well behaved because she can't run in front of the buggy. She can't go between me and the buggy, she's attached to one side of it off the handlebar, so she can't go to the other side of the buggy. So she's forced to trot along whatever side I've hooked her up to, and keep pace with the buggy. Sometimes she runs ahead and then she comes back. She's not that long a lead, so yeah, it works really well. She's not difficult to walk though, in general. She's pretty good. She's pretty well behaved, but I find that she is the best behaved is attached to the buggy. I think I might take a little shortcut rather than go over the bridge. Direct line. Keeping an eye out for wolves and bears, though when one wolf cries the others respond, and there's nothing responding nearby, so that's always a good sign. And the bear will be close to the farmhouse rather than the barn. Although stranger things have happened. And I don't. Oh, I have the rifle. Again, remembering what loot I have, because I've been playing a different game. Yeah, okay. Wolves are the most likely, so we will stick with the revolver for now, and we will head over to the barn. Aroo. Quite funny, lately my son, who is 3, he likes to imitate the wolves of the Long Dark. So if he sees me playing and he hears the wolves, he will do his own little howl, which is very cute. But he will also... That is my dog, sorry, moving on the leather chair. I have a hatchet, don't I? I'm sure I do. He will also... Oh, very close. Howl without hearing the wolf howl now. So he'll see the Long Dark on the screen and he'll go "Aroo" in his little voice. Even if I'm just watching someone else play the Long Dark, which I have done in the past. I was picturing a bear outside here, but I'm thinking of the Hunter Challenge when you quite often run this way when being hunted by the bear. Right, here's the barn that we're going to hang out in for 3 days. The weather vane. I wonder if that actually moves in the wind. Anywho. Cool. Let's have a wee look. Don't believe I really need much in the way of anything, but I always like to have a little look and see what's actually around. Oh, I was going to refill my lantern while I'm at it. Just realised I've got a bag of Doritos right here. That would be quite a nice snack, but I'm not going to do that to you. No one wants to hear me munch away while I play. Though I could go mic off for 5 minutes, I suppose, if I desperately wanted a snack. Decided to go cam off majority of the time.
This'll come in handy.
What do I have? I say I thought I had gauntlets already. Sweet. Yeah, cam. I'm gonna stick with cam off the majority of the time. I think The Long Dark is a really immersive game, and I think it kind of takes away from it to have my little face peeking out in the corner. But, you know, I may not keep it that way forever.
That'll be useful.
It is definitely easier for me not to have the cam. There's a lot less setup. It's a lot more accessible for me to just jump on and start a stream and not worry about it. So anything that makes it a simpler process, I think, is a good thing. because to be honest, with 2 children and a lot going on, it's quite nice to have something in my life that doesn't require a lot of prep. I can just jump on here. She's, again, the dog. Normally I have a blanket underneath her and you can't hear her, but she seems to have pushed everything off the chair today. I think my shoes are better. Nope. I've got, yeah, I was going to say, I thought I had lined the warm line. Speaking of which, I really should get some nice fluffy socks on or something. It's a bit cold in here today. It fully feels like winter this week, finally. We've had an extremely warm autumn. Highs in the, oh, I don't know, what is it in Fahrenheit? 70s, if you're that inclined. Early 20s, sometimes as high as 24.
Nobody needs this anymore.
And April and May is very warm. No. I think I either have a pry bar or don't need one. Not planning on doing a lot of accumulating. Been picking up flares too, I really should be dropping those. I've got weapons.
I barely walk with this much gear.
I know. I don't actually need to repair anything, so I actually think I'm gonna go downstairs and get myself settled, and could even sleep in the car for a bit of extra warmth, though it's obviously warm enough in here not to worry about. And I think I'm just gonna drop over here. I'm just gonna, let's turn the lantern off and let's do a little inventory. I'd like to do A to Z when I'm doing inventory, see what I've actually got. Let's pop these by the burn barrel in case I like to have one. I think I decided to keep a bunch of those last time, didn't I? I'm not going to be doing any crafting. Got 2 stems, good. Okay, so that's the fire related stuff. Move over a bit. Okay, brain on. 6 cloth. How's my clothing? I don't actually think I'm going to be doing any more repairing. Nah. If I go by condition, the lowest is 88. Nah, I'm not going to bother. So, we can start being a bit more ruthless with things like the sewing kit can go. All the cloth. Let's just drop 5 of them. They can go. Oh, I've only got 1 flare. Oh. Thought I picked up a bunch of flares. You can go. Gonna get rid of you. I've got 3 of the dressings. Hoping that I will not need any of the dressings. Reishi. Prepared. Okay, yep. My brain. Right. Yeah, no more sewing kits. I'm actually not even going to need to use the stone tactic with wolves or anything. I'm not going to be doing any sharpening. Kilos is pretty good. Right, so we would have spent barely any time in here at all. Yeah, it's not even registered yet. Cool. 24 degrees in here. That is purely... Whoop. Look at my clothes. 27 degree warmth bonus. Almost nowhere is going to be a problem in 27 degree warmth bonus. Ah, my bedroll. Oh, it is. My bedroll's crap. We should pick up the cloth and fix my bedroll. I'm just, honestly, just in case something occurs and I'm not going to be able to get it, am I? Did pop up with cloth somewhere. Cured leather. There. Can I access the cloth? God damn it. Cloth. Cured leather. Cloth. I think I might need 2. That was annoying. I'm gonna keep 3 of these. And I don't need the cured leather, but... Okay. I must be using my fishing hook because I dropped on my sewing kits too, didn't I? Well, this is passing time. Yay, 61's not bad. Okay. It's better than it was, that's for sure. Sounds like the weather's picking up a bit. You can't drop things in a vehicle. You have to sort of transfer them to the glove box. Right. Hey Google, can you turn the lights on, please? Hey Google, can you turn the kitchen light on, please?
Okay, turning the kitchen light on.
It's getting it quickly today. It's one of those cool wintry days. Started at only, I don't know, mid-30s. It's probably in the 50s now, I think, in terms of Fahrenheit. I just like to convert it. It's yeah, it's a cool, it was definitely a cool start. It's going to be another cool night, I think, tonight. I live in a very, not very old, it's old for keeping a place warm anyway. It's a 1940 sort of bungalow, wood flooring, drafty, single glazed windows. Yeah, it's cold, so focus mainly is to keep my house warm enough for my babies, really. But it's yeah, it's not great for keeping in heat, unfortunately, and I keep doing that. And it is well insulated. Well, what we've all the exterior walls anyway. But you can't help it when the windows are single glazed and drafty, and yeah. So one day we will probably do something about the windows, maybe retrofit double glazing, or my husband is kind of keen to replace them, but there's a lot of stained glass in the top of the window, sort of lead light glass with beautiful designs from the era, and we've got lots of period features, cornicing. Yeah. I don't really want to lose the character of the house, but I also don't want to be cold, so it's weighing everything up. And also the, I think this is a problem worldwide, but the way the housing market has been in New Zealand for a long time, it's increasingly unaffordable. And even selling up here, we would be putting ourselves into debt to find somewhere bigger. So our plan is to renovate the home, add on another bedroom, make our bathroom bigger, add an ensuite to the master bedroom, that sort of thing. Do that next year, hopefully. I keep searching the glove box. In my mind, I think looking at it and going, ah, well, it's, you know, that's the bedroll. Click on that to sleep, but no. We're playing cards in the dark all the time. Right, we're over halfway through, kids. And my bedroll is taking a serious hit again. So I might need to pick up some of the clothing I think I dropped before. Let's actually have a look. I dropped clothes. If not, there's clothing. I believe there was clothing upstairs in the... I'm gonna grab the sewing kit. There was clothing upstairs in the locker, was there not, that I didn't pick up? Let's see if we can get this bedroll up to a nice high standard, seeing we're doing so much sleeping. Yep. No, why did I do that? No, why did I do that? Don't think there was anything over here. Let's just look. Searched. No. No. Okay. Got a hat. But I thought I dropped other stuff, but I may have... Oh, yeah. Feels like a tragedy to rip up climbing socks, but... And you don't need a bedroll to sleep in the car, so, I mean, honestly, the other solution is just to drop it and sleep in here without it and repair it before I leave, which is what I think I'm actually going to do. So now when you're in the vehicle and you sleep bedroll, you're getting a bed warmth bonus, but it's lower than you would have if you were using the bedroll. Because, yeah, you're sleeping in the car, but you're not actually inside a bedroll sleeping in the car. Logic. Same thing I think for snow shelters. If you don't have your bedroll on you, it'll just let you sleep anyway, like it does with a car, but it won't, you won't get the bonus and it won't have any wear and tear on your bedroll. So probably a better solution would be for me to, if I sleep in vehicles, etc., not to hold it. And also if I'm in a location to sleep in a bed, which I have been doing anyway. I don't normally use a bedroll in a house, for example, but if you can probably tell, but my nose is a bit blocked up today. I think it's just we've been doing a deep clean, and I painted my son's bedroom window and repolyurethaned a couple of others, and that meant we moved around a bunch of stuff in the house, and there was a bunch of dust, and I'm very susceptible to dust, and now I'm all blocked. So that's always fun. Cool. And a good rule of thumb with passing time is that you need to pass, I think it's one to make yourself tired enough to sleep, for example. So if you want to sleep 3 hours, you need to pass 5 hours. You sleep 3 hours. Always think of the stamina bar or the tiredness meter. 4 chunks of 3 for 12 hours. So for example, when it's a quarter empty, you can sleep 3 hours. When it's half empty, 6, 9, etc. When it's fully empty, you can sleep the full 12. But if you look, I'm passing 6 hours, but I'll only get a quarter tired. I mean, this is for Voyager, by the way. Your meters do go down more rapidly in other higher difficulties. Oh, I might be able to squeeze 4 out of that actually, but yeah. I know I don't need to be eating. I just habit. Keeping me well fed. I'm quite close to being underweight too, which is nice. Apart from my bedroll. I'm gonna go for 4. I think she'll wake up after 3. And after this we're gonna go to Skeeter's Ridge. And I'm going to go through the plane to get there, I think. Right, where are we at? Oh, 2.9. Okay. Let's pick this up. I'm just going to repair it.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
It is indeed. It's going to repair it by 30%. Fingers crossed. It works. Sweet. 71%. Right, so from now on, let's try and... I mean, I don't think it'll fall apart by the time we finish 2 more locations, but let's try and avoid using it. Though we are going into a basement where we will be required to, but the very last location at Mountaineer's Hut, we will not be required to use it. There are 2 beds, 3 beds even in the Mountaineer's Hut. I always crouch when I leave a building, in case there is a beastie right outside. Haven't been met with someone with any wolves or bears right outside a location in a very, very long time, but it's just become... Oh, crap. It's pea soup. It's actually not cold. Let's just do this for a second. Oh, did I get my 3... Did I even get my time? I was like, right, well, we've repaired the bedroll, let's go. We actually need to make sure we've got our 3 days. We do. Okay, that's just wanted to make sure. So what we can do, because it's not cold, well, I'm not cold with my clothing, is sit outside and pass time and wait for it and see if it'll clear. So we can travel. Because even if you know the map, you can get turned around a bit in the fog, and also predators are way too easy to get on top of you in the fog. So let's just see. Yep, there we go. It's not ideal, but it's much better. There's a wolfie. Let's just carry on. He's kind of going back and forth. It's not going to be a problem, remember, because we've got all of this ammo. So if we wanted to, we could just fire off a warning shot, but... I'm going to head towards, closer to the rabbits. Little bouncy bunnies, and walk straight along. Could go on the road if I really wanted to, but I'm basically just aiming to get to the river between this and the farmhouse, and then follow the river up and go up to the plane crash. Go through the plane crash and turn right, and you're at Skeeter's. Can't remember if it was Survivor or Story mode, but there was a brief period where you couldn't go back through the plane. You couldn't climb, there was no ramp. So once you, might be Survivor actually, that they don't let you sort of go back and forth. Not Survivor, it might be Wintermute, the story mode. So you would drop down out of the plane and go up through the wreckage of all the people and the bodies, etc. And then you couldn't get back up again, and it was painful. You had to take alternate routes to get to the basement to retrieve an artifact for the priest. And it really should have just been as simple as going through the plane, but yeah. But it was pretty cool once you once the story mode was out and you went into survival and that stuff was all added. It was pretty cool to be able to go and see the plane crash. Though not on fire. In survivor mode it is not on fire. In Wintermute episode 3 you can see the flames of the plane from a distance. It's quite dramatic. You can see the smoke of Thompson's Crossing, where that town we were at the beginning of this stream, and then yeah, you can see the burning plane on the hillside. It was very cool. I think that felt like the darkest moment of there in the wreckage. It was quite heavy, but yeah, it was quite cool how you got to save them all, and well, save one survivor at the crash site and then find others around the place. I enjoyed that. I am one of those players who does enjoy Wintermute. I've probably played it through 3 times. Well, the first 3. I've only played episode 4 twice, I think. And episode 5 is going to be 2023, so looking forward to that. And it's pretty cool. The most recent dev diary was talking about the upcoming content they're going to release for the game, which I'm pretty excited about. They haven't given detail, but there's going to be paid DLC. Episode 5 will still be free if you've bought the game, because that was their promise, that they would deliver the entire story for free, included with your purchase. But
I need to find food.
you're alright, Astrid. The Survivor part of the game, which has been receiving free updates for 8-9 years now. It's you've definitely got your money's worth, and I've bought it twice, so I think it's, yeah, I don't think I'll ever get tired of the Long Dark. Hence why it's now something I stream and play and ramble over. So the route I'm going to take up this hill here through the plain is a good direct way to Skeeters. You can also, actually, just in case I get low, which I find very unlikely actually, because I'm going to go to Timberwolf Mountain, I'm going to go to the Prepper's Cache, etc. So I'm not going to grab the birch bark. The other route you can take is you can kind of go along the front of the rocks and force your way around. I think it's, you go right up here, possibly over the rocks. You basically go to a little cabin called Draft Dodger's Cabin, and there is a climbing rope. Is it in here? And there. And there is a climbing rope. So you can, come up the river from here, up and through there. And the climbing rope takes you to Skeeter's Ridge as well. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Oh, sun's coming out. Nice. Be better for visibility. Actually, I don't recall encountering any predators up on this side of the plain. It's not till you get through to the other side near Skeeters that you will encounter some wolves. Keep wanting to pick up sticks because of survival mode. Keep forgetting how easy this challenge is. I'm always over prepared. You'll find I'll get to the last location and I'll have like a ridiculous amount of stuff that I could never fully use. So there's a little cave here to the left. With an unfortunate dead fella in it. Burned Ridge Cave.
I think I can use this.
You can't. More bullets. It's rifle though, I'm not going to bother. I don't even need revolver really. Nope. And you'll find an abundance of those down vests in the game. My god, everybody has a down
I'm
vest.
not sure I can carry much more.
You're carrying 1.89 kilos over. You're fine. Have a soda. Have something more substantial. Have... actually... have some crackers. There we go. Now you won't complain for a while. Though, she's more than half, which will trigger. If your meters kind of get to the halfway point, that's usually when it triggers a moan, basically. A complaint. Lots of crows here because there are a lot of dead people. If you go through this site, you definitely will not be hungry ever again, by the way, for the rest of the challenge. I'll just pick up a few of these, maybe 3. Pick up the good quality ones. Nope. Yep. Hello. You can have bad clothing, aren't you? Yeah, no. Yeah, nothing. These suitcases have a lot of clothing. There's a lot of those frozen airplane dinners everywhere. A lot of crows over lots of corpses. It's pretty depressing. One more.
The owner's around.
50 now. No. They don't have qualifiers. Descriptive, you know, so for example, oh, soda, but if you picked up, oh, 1 second, this is the ramp I was talking about. So it used to be that this green thing was the only thing in story, I think in story mode, the green part's only there. You drop down and then you can't get back up through the plane, which means that you cannot go around all of this. And I think there's a path up that way, and I think there's a way around there, but I hadn't done it in a long time. But yeah, you would try to get through the plane and you would just get annoyed and you'd have to find an alternative way to get to Skeeters. Obviously there are alternative ways and it's not that big a deal, but yeah, it was annoying. He looks like he's wearing a Cowishan or Cowakin sweater, which is, you know, one of the best sweaters in the game, but it'll be frozen pretty solid, I imagine, and from a corpse. Oh my god, someone made a
Well, this stuff will come in
I
handy.
think it was on a Zach video, what it was on. I watched an amazing fan film the other day, which was like an hour long with music and someone playing The Long Dark, and it was incredible. Why am I stuck? But it might have been on one of Zach's videos, I think, where someone made a comment like, always glad to see a corpse, great way to have more storage, which, oh my god, it made me laugh really hard, which is terrible, because, as you would have noticed, corpses act just like containers. They shouldn't, in my opinion, but if I hover over him again, it'll say empty, and I can store things on him. Up to 10 kilos can be stored on a corpse, and that is unnecessary in my opinion. I think it shouldn't be in the game, but it's a thing. So cool. Okay, so we're through the plane. So that way is where we're going to go to get to Timberwolf, but first things first, we have to go round to Skeeters and spend 3 days there. And we can sprint because we're going to be sleeping for 3 days, remember. Does it even have a location? Oh, it does say basement in brackets. I was going to say, if you didn't know the game and it just told you to go to Skeeters Ridge, you'd get up here and you'd be like, where am I sleeping for 3 days? Especially if you don't know, looking at these 2 houses, that there's a basement you can sleep in. So this is where you start the Hunted Challenge.
I'll take it.
The bear mauls you right here, and then you have to get your way in here and recover and then run that way. I've only done it once a very long time ago, so I'm going to be interested how I make that work. Probably make a fool of myself. Anyway, I'm going to pause just for 1 second. Oh, actually, I won't, because I need to spend time. because my husband has just asked me quite an important question that I need to answer before too long. Cool. Okay, so here's the Skeeter's Ridge basement, which, honestly, you don't even really need to loot. I'm not even going to use the lantern because there's not much point.
This will come in handy.
Yeah, you're in your second to last location. You don't really need anything. I don't remember there being a fridge here, but apparently there is. Oh yeah. There's some food and... But, ultimately, anything that I'm gonna... Basically, after I finish this location, if I'm still overweight, anything will just be dropped because I need to climb and then run to my final location. Probably just use the stem. So I'll probably drop an awful lot of this stuff. So this will be the last place that I really actually need anything. And here for ages? But yeah. So I'm here for, yeah. So as we're here for a long time, I'm going to eat all the poor quality stuff because food poisoning isn't a problem. It's quite liberating, really. And then we're going to do our fun little pastime ploy. 29 degrees. Toasty. Speaking of which, I'm actually going to turn on my heater. So I'll just get her to sleep for 7 hours and I will go do that. Oh, listen to that. And unfortunately, looking at the time as well, I'm not probably going to finish the challenge today. Dang. It's crept up on me a lot quicker than I thought. I do have to go collect my son in probably about 20 minutes at the absolute most, so... In real life, that is, not in game life. So unfortunately, we're going to have to leave the triumphant end, probably for next episode. But I might as well spend about 10 minutes getting this location done. And obviously, if I was speedrunning this, which I don't do speedrunning, but if I cared about how long this was taking me, there would be other tactics used, such as soon as the location was done, running like mad for the next one. But that's not really how I like to play. A lot of people do that, even in blizzards and night, and very impressed by speedrunners. Speedrunning is a whole thing. I used to watch a Last of Us speedrunner who was pretty incredible, and I could see that being something that I would be capable of purely because I used to work in a job where I had to do particular keystrokes on a keyboard over and over and over all day, and you get very, very quick and you get good at anticipating what to do. And if you do something over and over and over, you just, yeah. So I could see that it could be something that I would potentially be possibly able to do, but I find it very impressive. And I really enjoy those. I can't remember who did them. Is it IGN? One does they show games. including using exploits, large portions of games, etc. And I think they showed the Portal or Portal 2 devs, a guy finishing it in like well, not 30 seconds, but incredibly fast, because he had exploits and went through walls, glitched through areas of the game and skipped entire sections and just, yeah. 1.9. 44 days. So yeah, definitely this can be done a lot quicker. Though, how many locations is it? I'm not going to count, but 3 days at each of these. I've only gone over at Quonset, Rural Store. Oh my god! I didn't do my last point 1 at the camp office. Holy shit. Okay, so anyone watching this right now who has seen me look at this list over and over and over, always zeroing in on the location that I need to, I was going to pass back through camp office. And I didn't. And I have to travel back to camp office and do 0.1 of a day. That is insane. I'm tempted to get going and actually go do that. Okay, you know what? Friends, to this on Twitch. Thank you for watching. I'm going to call this a day here. I'm going to wallow in my pity and my embarrassment that I did not notice that I did not finish Cap Office, which is blowing my mind right now. And I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go pick up my son. And the final stream of this challenge will be me running back to Mystery Lake to do 0.1 of a day, so 2 hours of game time, 2 and a bit of game time at camp office, and then running all the way back to finish Skeeter's Ridge and go up to Timberwolf. That is, yeah, honestly, I find it more hilarious than annoying, and it's not too difficult a trip. I just have to go across this map, through the cave, back to Mystery Lake. The cave comes out, yeah, my god. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you next time.